Good day, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Naturally Tones. Today on Tony Talks Reality, we're actually going to be talking about budget. So I know it's like probably the most annoying thing to think about. I mean, you want to just get your paycheck and blow it, but we can't do that when we want nice things. We want to go on that trip to Dubai. We want to buy the little house. We want to buy the car. We're tired to pay a car loan. We're tired. So in order to do this, you have to have your budget. So I'm going to show you my spreadsheet that keeps me in check every month. And I hope that it helps you to keep your business in order. And if nobody has said it before, I hope you're having an amazing day and know that you are important to me. And thank you so much for coming back. So enough with the chattings. Let's get into the video. So just a little disclaimer, guys. The numbers I'm about to show you are fictitious. I'm just using them based off of some figures that some of my friends say that that's their salary or their level of income and expenditures. So don't come for me if it doesn't match up with your reality. It's really the steps that I want you to follow. So let me cut the chat-ins and you guys can tell me what you think. Hey guys, so the first thing we want to do is to enter, of course, the month that we're working in, our particulars field, or projected field, and our actual field. And what we really want, why we really want to separate these two things is we want to say, what do we budget or have in mind to spend for our variable expenses, and then the actual will represent exactly what we have to spend in that particular time period. Ensure that all the fields under projected and annual are formatted to accounting or financial. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put our different types of income and expenses on the left hand side before entering figures. Now, as I said in the intro, I'm just doing this based on what the young professional in Jamaica on average has to deal with. And as mentioned before, your variable figures are those that may change throughout the month, and the fixed figures are those that usually stay stagnant. Yes, guys, I put retainer fee as a fixed income because we're all about our side hustles. And the reality is, in this generation, if we don't get paid, then we can't live, guys. We can't live. So you can go ahead and click the link above to check out that video. And I put business sale on the variable income because reality is sales is a touch and go thing. You can have projected income, but you can't say for sure that that's what you're going to be making every month. So it's always good to put it as variable income and then confirm that income as you go on throughout the month. Just like we did our income, we will be separating our expenses by fixed and variable expenses to account for the ones that we know for sure are going to take place in the month and the ones that we know that are projected to happen. Be sure to label 2 rows, one for total income and total expenses. This makes it easier to tally at the end. So guys, don't come for me for my neat freak ways. I know you see me adding some bold and underline and adding some lines. Guys, I just like it to look nice and clean. So you don't have to follow those steps, but I just think it helps to separate everything and make it look nice. If you look closely, guys, there's actually 2 columns under project and actual. What I'm going to be doing in the first column is using that when I have several items that I need to tally. And in the second column, I'll put the final tally figure. For business sales, I won't be using the first column. I'll only use the second column because there's only one item to tally. I'm going to be using some functions for the end of each tally. That way, when I plug in my figures, it makes it so much easier for it to compute than for me to whip out a calculator. As you guys know, Excel is one big calculator, so it takes out all the hard work. As we're entering in our expenses, just keep in mind, variable expenses are those that may change throughout the month, and we're just having a projected figure. Fixed expenses, which we entered in previously, are the ones that don't typically fluctuate unless BOJ decide to raise the rate again. Sheds a tear. But from what I know, your rent should be the same or at least consistent within the year. Your motor vehicle loan should be the same, health insurance, etc. Now that we've entered all of our figures, it's time to enter that final total sum function. And what you want to do is minus your total expenses from your total income. And remember, this is at the start of the year. So of course, we haven't put everything over to actual, but I'm going to show you what that looks like in a few. Also, guys, for this total figure, we're always aiming for an excess. We never want to end up with a negative balance because that would mean that we went over budget. So be sure when you're doing this budget that you are tracking all of your expenses throughout the month. And if there's an additional income, feel free to add it. Now, credit cards aren't for everyone, but if you use them properly, the cashback and the reward system will work out in your favor. Who doesn't like to get paid for spending money? I know I do. So, below is a simple way that I keep my credit card in check. If functions are extremely efficient when you want to manage your budget. They allow you to say if a statement is true or false based on the values that are placed. So in this case, we're going to be focusing on target or over budget. So we are including that credit limit and we're also including monthly credit payment because what we're going to be doing is summing the fields that typically give us or monthly credit payment. So these are the items that or the expenses rather, that we will be spending on throughout the month. Now that our if functions are in place, it's time for us to really select the fields that we know are going to attract our credit card being swiped. When it comes to my credit card, anything that can be a bill payment is guaranteed to get swiped. So that may include my health insurance, water, electricity, gas, anything that can be a bill payment is definitely being swiped on this credit card. As you go along in the month, you want to be sure to log all of your variable expenses and income. So that way, when it's month end, we're not surprised. We know how much we've spent and we can use the if function to our benefit to stay on track. With our variable expenses and income in place, we can now get a full picture as to what our monthly credit card payment will be. Are we on target? I think so. We even have a little room to save. All right, guys, I hope that spreadsheet really helped you guys to keep things in order. Remember, you can adjust it based on, what actually happens in your life. I just did it based on things that I know tend to be expenses for different people, especially young professionals in Jamaica. But however, the format is still the same. Let me know if this spreadsheet helped you and if there's anything you change about it. I love when you guys leave comments. So let me know what you think. Like this video if it helped. And thanks again for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Bye.